Hello guys, it's me RJ Adira joining with you from your own school radio SRADHA. I hope everyone is doing well as this is summer vacation time, the time that we all wait for to travel, to have a get together with our family, to enjoy and many more. But are we aware of that there are some people who can't enjoy this time period? Yes, they are none other than our saviors, our superheroes, the Indian Army. Indian Army is the real protector of our country. As we all know that India is the land of courageous people where people don't hesitate to defend their country and sacrifice their life for the nation. Indian Army is one of the defense forces which is respected and admired everywhere around the world for its courage and decency. Whole world have heard the thrilling stories of Indian Army's gallant and victories over its enemies which makes them to salute the Indian Army. Indian Army is the pride of India and the force which can be easily trusted by its citizens. A big salute to our Indian Army. Today, we the members of SRADHA FM radio station got a great opportunity to interact and to ask few doubts to the Colonel Manish Bola sir, Director, Army Recruiting, South Kerala. So let's have a look into the interview.
So I'm Nandana.
Okay.
What's the main reason behind to choose this as your field?
To choose?
This as your field.
Okay. See, this is an exceptionally good question. Why? That's what I was asking her. What do you want to do in your life? At the age of 20, 40, 60, that's how you visualize. Why I have chosen is, like I was sharing with ma'am, I was also a student. Certain things were in my hand, certain were not. So my parents, like any other regular, the traditional parents, they said, take up a science. I was interested in science. So I picked up a science. I had a maths and biology both as subject. There I would say the clarity of thought was not really good. Either you have a maths or you have a biology. Which stream do you want to do it? But since I was okay in studies, so I picked up both. It was it. My parents were from a defense forces, so I have seen the generally a life. I really liked the life. There was nothing more exposure than that. And the kind of, in sports, activities, which always, enthusiast anybody. So that is what drive me basically to join the forces. More so, after 12th I cleared my Roorkee exam. That was an engineering exam. That was called a regional engineering college then. Now it is a IIT Roorkee. I was studying in Roorkee only. It's a small place close to, in Uttarakhand, earlier it was UP. From there, my brother was in NDA. He used to come, he's doing a sailing. He's coming like that. And I was visiting a university campus of Roorkee. The children are only studying, carrying a bag, going very quietly, coming back. So I thought, they're doing a sailing, they're going for hikes to beautiful places. Oh, this is a very beautiful life. Any young mind. That's why I said, what should motivate young children? Unless you apply yourself too much and say, no, this is what I need. Look at it, if you look at a profession as such, I think this should be the first choice of any young mind. It allows you to continue what you are doing day to day. You're playing, you're studying, you're meeting friends, you're traveling, all that. Yeah.
With your permission, my name is Sabit. So why do you choose an army? Why no a navy or air force?
Again a very good question for a youngster also. I asked them why you want. See, since my father was from the army, I was more comfortable in the environment. Environment was very, very, and I had, it would be wrong if I say that I didn't like the Navy. Definitely, in retrospect, if I look at it, yes, it was a perfect decision that I chosen the army, I would have gone with it. If I go in time and space back 20 years, or not 20, maybe 25 or 30 years ago, the time I was in NDA and all that, I would have chosen Air Force. I have been a part of aerobatic teams, which do a lot of Surya Karans, you see, these aerobatics, Top Gun movie, you see Tom Cruise come over the other guy in an inverted flight and things like that. Since I had that kind of a passion, so from army I switched to aviation. So I have flown helicopters for about 14 years. In there I have flown complete Africa, including Entebbe, which is the famous movie is made, the raid on Entebbe. I have landed there also, on that airfield. So I got a fair amount of exposure of flying. I have flown with Air Force good about 3-4 years. And like I said, I've flown the Paki present chief, which is there, the General Bajwa. And if you don't know, happened to, he's a gentleman whose father was also in the Indian Army and in the 1st Jats, same as my father's unit. So they have served in the same unit, and now he's the Paki chief.
Thank you, sir.
Navy, I would say yes. If I even go back in time and space, I would not like to choose, because I had that kind of a life. It's a very restricted life. You're on a ship, you're sailing, and you have to have that kind of it's a very tough job. It's not because of the toughness that I don't like that place, but it's because of a very restricted kind of, although they get to travel, they go out for a sail. They are touching a lot of harbors, they're touching a lot of countries. As a youngster, they get to travel complete Europe, docking at maybe at some place down in African country, and then they are right there in the Europe, and going through a Suez Canal and all that. That experience, even in a Suez Canal, how a ship moves, it's amazing. At a very young age, you get that kind of exposure. Navy also gives you can fly. You can fly fighters on the Navy, you can fly helicopters, you can be in a lot of streams in the Navy. But primarily, if I have to choose, I have not chosen because it's a little restricted life. On land, you can travel anywhere. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So, have you faced any war?
I have not, because luckily ever since I have commissioned, it's been 24-25 years. There have been no war, but I have flown in a lot of operations. Operations means we have been head into a lot of CI operations, like counterinsurgency operations. I have seen a lot of live operations happening where the terrorists, it's a small scale operations, where the army has encircled some militants, and then they carrying out operations there. So that kind of, and evacuation, live evacuation, where the firing is going on, you get down, you pick up a casualty, get him back, you see him totally hit by a number of his casualty. And if you've seen a famous video, Dil Mange More, or that Vikram Batra, he's ex-NDA, again a 1 year senior to me, and all those children, my counterparts were the ones who were generally deployed in the Kargil war. Another chap, if you see the Taj Mumbai attack, Uni Krishnan, we are good friends. We are in the NDA, the neighboring squad. It's something like class A and B. So he was in A and he's in B. So same batch, same, like you're in commerce stream, she's in the science stream, is something like that. So we got to see a lot of operations, and before around 6 years back, I was posted to a place called Nangi Tekri, basically Krishna Ghati, which we have captured from Pakistan in 71 war. So that is very, very dear to Pakistan. So for complete 2 years, I have seen firing day in, day out. Firing means you are having a meal, mortar shells are landing close by, you feel, you get comfortable after some time. It becomes a part of it. So that kind of exposure is there, but definitely last war which India has seen is in 71, and then there was a Kargil, which was a very limited scale war. It was only in one sector. We all were deployed. Like I was deployed in there's a place called Jalalabad, which is close to Amritsar and Lahore, if you know this city, because it's a very sensitive area and distances are very less. The people can just move in from there. So we were deployed, we remained there for good about 2 years. Nothing happened, got good for the country, and that is how it is.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, how did you imagine your military life before you joined, and how did your perception change after you served?
Sorry,
Now, how did you imagine your military life before you joined,
Okay.
and how did your perceptions change after you joined?
To be absolutely honest, I would say I had not imagined the way it is. Obviously, at that time I was a young kid. I was only seeing my father and the people differently. But having joined, my perception has changed for really good. I was sharing with ma'am, this is the profession. If I go back in time and space, like I said, probably I will not join army. Maybe I'll get into a fighter pilot. Since I've flown helicopters, I've flown fixed wing, done a lot of aerobatics. For a young mind, fighter pilot. Maybe after flying 10 years, 15, 20 years, I will switch to a little different. With the age, things changes. Maybe at the age of 40, I'll switch. But between 20 and 40, or 18 and 40, definitely a fighter pilot. If somebody has not done that experience or that kind of a thing, you can't get a thrill of something. It's a different feeling altogether. So it has changed for good, and I'm really liking the profession, and given a chance again to go back, I would love to be back in the forces.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you for a nice session.